Theo, no Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne.
From the west side of the city to the eastern turf, little legends on the field know they came through work. Pads popping, helmets gleaming, dreams in motion. Every snap got the crowd deep in emotion. Whistle blow, 5-year-olds with fire, feet moving like they wire. Future empire, tiny cleats hitting that grid during gold. August heat, but the spirit ice cold. The baby boy, we rising up. Little champions can't get enough. From the 50 to the goal, they roll. It's that baby ball, heart and soul. The baby ball, that energy. It's Cincinnati legacy. So bring the fam and come get loud. We reppin' young kings, make the city proud. 8-year-olds with that footwork finesse. Spin moves, jukes, nothing less than the best. It's more than a game, it's the start of a name. Lil Senators, yeah, they building that flame. On impact, got the plan and the scope. Showing how to grind while feeding the hope. Burgers, grilling, fans, chilling, bands loud. But it's them kids that really move the crowd.
August 9th, Star Gel Stadium, where futures ignite. Where dreams wear helmets and hope runs routes.
The baby boy, we rising up. Little champions can't get enough. From the 50 to the goal.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, Cincinnati in the light tonight. Big booming on the mic, let it shine bright. November 15th, Memorial Hall. This for the ones who gave it their all. Listen, yeah.
From the field to the floor, we earned this glow. Every practice, every bruise helped us grow. From bows and kicks to goals and dreams. Now we step in the light where the spotlight beams. Laced in grace with that urban crown. Young stars from every part of town. Presented by love that believed in our name. On impact and united raised our flame.
This ain't luck, this legacy. We built it strong, now let it be.
From sideline cheers to MVP.
Tonight we stand in victory. On the golden stage we ride. Tears of joy in every eye. From the field to the mic, we claim this pride.
Since the youth we testify.
Dressed in honor, look how far we came. From the struggle to the Hall of Fame. Saturday night, let the city proclaim. We stars now, remember our name. Yeah. To the girls with grace who flipped and flew. And the boys with grit who broke straight through. To the coaches and the parents that stayed in rain. This award's for the hearts that pushed through pain. Cincinnati rules with a skyline dream. Every hustle, every chant built this team. Big booming got the
Three, two, one.
Good evening, Cincinnati, and welcome to the We Not Boxing podcast. I'm your host for the evening, Melvin Levett. We're up here live at Forest Park at Park Place. Went up here and get you something to eat, maybe chill out and hang out and watch the podcast. We got games on the back screens here. Join the ambiance up here, having a good time. Shout out to our sponsors for the evening, obviously, Payne Water, keeping us always refreshed, and On Impact Recruiting Services, always keeping us up to speed and up to date as to what's going on in the city sports-wise, and also some things out there nationally. What a week. I know it's been really hot out for one, and a lot of people have been really struggling with the heat and kind of being able just to get out and do some things and have some fun and things like that. But we did have some things going on in the city this past week leading up to this weekend, and I'm still kind of trying to catch my breath a little bit, emotionally, physically, all kind of things. Because again, it was up and down, but all good things though. I had a lot of fun and things like that. So we'll recap some things and let you know what's been going on, what took place, and then kind of get you ready for some things that's coming up later in the week, possibly next weekend, things like that. Just to start off though, kind of again, one of those shocking things that kind of happen in your life. As I speak about, you go about doing certain things every day and never know that, the time that you see someone, could be, the last time you've seen them. And just trying to, speak about something personal that I had to go through with a former teammate from my high school, Villa Angela St. Joseph in Cleveland, Ohio. Unselfish individual in many walks, but a great person, along the same lines. I'm speaking about a gentleman by the name of Mike Graves, who was on the state championship basketball squad with myself as a youngster back in high school, 91, 92. And I just want to just kind of take a moment just to send my condolences to, the Graves family, my Viking Villa Angela St. Joseph family. Although I didn't graduate from Villa Angela St. Joseph, I still hold that place really, truly dear in my heart, and a lot of people close to me in my heart. So for my blue circle up there in Cleveland, I'm praying for you guys' strength, man. I'm just praying for the family and just, wishing blessings upon everyone else to, stay healthy and, keep living, because again, you never know when that time is going to come. And Mike passed suddenly as I got word from an apparent heart attack. 50 years old, and I'm looking at 50 turning 50 next year. So it really brings a lot of things in perspective, just as far as life, period, man. And again, enjoying yourself every day, living every day to the fullest. But also, checking up on yourself and things like that. Men's health, Black men's health is very important as well, and it's something that we need to take a little bit more serious, in the communities, about going out there, getting checked and things like that. Because again, you never know what's underlying and, could be missed, and you live your days and you think you're healthy, man, and all of a sudden, things like that happen. But I want to just kind of tell a quick story about Mike, and which, it's kind of typical, of him, but at the same time, it was something I was able to kind of take from him and a lot of other people as well, about being unselfish. And it was funny how, social media works. I was also, after hearing the news, just scrolling Facebook, and I'm in some of these basketball groups where they share, former college players and things like that, and matchups and all that stuff. And they shared a picture of the 1997-98 Rhode Island basketball team, which had Wheeler, Katino Mobley, good friend Luther Clay, Antonio Lindsay, loaded. Lamar Odom was actually on that team too, but he was actually ineligible. And that was a fun fact I actually got a chance to find out, because I didn't know he was on that squad. But they came into Cincinnati one year, and this was my opportunity to really learn what, again, I think so many people had taught me before, and I think I got it more so from Mike being in the situation that I can kind of pinpoint it to. Rhode Island was coming in with a deep team. They were pretty good. And I was starting up until that point, and I had waited my turn. And I felt like, it was my time, and, I'm ready to rock and roll. I was, averaging a certain amount of points up until that point. I'm ready for the season. I'm doing my thing. So Hugs comes to me, like the night before the game in practice, and he goes, "Hey, we're thinking about starting Ruben." And Ruben was just coming back and just getting acclimated to the lineup and to the team. And Hugs explained to me that, the matchup situation between me and one of their wing people, would kind of be a deficit to our basketball team. And he asked me, about coming off the bench. And without thinking twice about it, everything I just preluded to and telling you, being my turn, waiting my time to get out there and shine and be in my moment, there was a moment that came up about our basketball team. And again, without question, I said without a doubt, let's start Ruben. It'll be better for our basketball team. It will help us out. I ended up coming off the bench, being one of the better six men throughout that season, but came off the bench that game and had 22 points. So I had 22 points starting the game, but I came off the bench and had 22 that game and had a couple of nice, ferocious dunks to set Fifth Third Arena on fire a little bit and get us going and kind of lead us to victory in that game. But again, what I learned, again, it was about being a good teammate, being a good person. And Mark Gray stepped aside for me as a freshman coming into Bill Angela St. Joe, was highly touted, but he was an underclassman and he had waited his turn. He was a starter. It was his position. But the coaches saw something a little different in what I could bring to the lineup and once interjected it, and he didn't bat an eye. I think he was a little upset about it. He didn't let it be known publicly. He could have treated me differently, privately, individually, as well as, obviously accepting it in front of everybody, but privately he could have treated me bad. Never did that. Pleasant Randall was another, I think, senior at the time, who stepped aside for a young guy in the basketball team. And that's where, again, I learned my first parts about being, very unselfish and things like that. So, again, to Mike Graves, man, you're a great individual, man. You're a great friend, a great teammate. I know everyone is definitely, going to miss you. We love you, man. St. Joseph Vikings, always then and forever. Go blue, all right? Moving on here, as I try to catch my breath a little bit, that was something, again, very shocking to all of us. And again, as friends, close teammates and things like that, you have to kind of bring yourself back to a certain reality. And I'm not lost on, even though we're doing this show here in the city of Cincinnati, I'm not lost on what takes place, outside the city and definitely back there in the Cleveland area. So everybody back there in Cleveland, I'm not sure if you ever get a chance to watch this podcast. We're going to clip this up and make sure y'all get this up there. But he did. Mike Graves, man. Rest in peace, buddy. Rest easy. We love you, man. We'll take a break. Be back.
It's go time. Cincinnati, we in here. Let's go.
November 16, mark the date and ball. Willis Star Jail where the future's gone. Pass popping, cleats in flight. Youth league stars under Friday night lights.
This ain't just a game, it's a showcase. From the west to the east, every squad in place. Reppin' Cincy hard with that hunger in our eyes. On impact raised us, now it's time to rise.
All-star lights, we were made to shine, shine tonight. Every cheer, every play, feeling right. Cincy kids, hearts full, taking flight.
On the field, in the air, we go high. Cheer girls, lift spirits to the sky.
All-star dreams in our soul, we alive. Let them know this is our time to thrive.
From helmets to balls, we all came to rep. Cincinnati, united, yeah, we're prepped. Turf burn, sweat drops, but we ain't folding. Legacy legendary players. Unity in motion is more than just play. We the future of the game, we the stars of the day.
And when the lights cut on, we gon' bring it up. From kickoff to the whistle, we stand tall. This our league, our voice, our call. Cincinnati rise, we never fall. Under these all-star lights, we were made to shine a night. Every cheer, every play, feeling right. Cincy kids, hearts full, taking flight. On the field, in the air, we go high. Cheer girls, lift spirits to the sky. All-star dreams in us, so we alive. Let them know this is our time to thrive.
Presented by the ones who believe in the dream. On Impact Emotions, repping the team. CYFCL, strong and proud. We gon' up, get up.
What's that Reds update up there? 1-1? Yep.
We wanted to score.
Hey, we are back with the We Not Boxing podcast. Your host, Melvin Levett. I am joined now by the man with the plan that makes this whole thing go.
Yeah.
Mr. Dante Payne.
What's going on?
How's it going, buddy? What's going on, buddy?
Man. A long weekend.
Like I said, man,
Weekend.
Still trying to catch my breath. I saw you had a couple different things throughout the week, man. That was pretty cool to, look up and be like, oh, yeah, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Introduce you to a couple of the parents that, we talked about throughout the year about, with AAU and stuff like that with broadcasting and streaming our games. So it was kind of cool for them, obviously, to put a face, with a name, and stuff like that and get it out there on another level. But yeah, man, just catching up, like I said, physically, emotionally, all that stuff. Just
People don't realize, man, as much as we move,
right.
Like it'd be funny when people ask me questions like, "Hey, I thought your team was bigger than what I see." I'm really grinding.
I'm telling you, man. Sometimes it is a one-man game, one-man show. Sometimes and you gotta put on, man, to get your product out there. And sometimes it's hard to find people that are willing, to put the same amount of time in as you are on your own product. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, things end up happening the way they do, as far as having to, roll solo and, not delegate as much.
Right. Like my father told me a long time ago. My father was like one of the best DJs in the city back in the day. Go by the name of Blizzard Payne. That part, but
Blizz?
That was his name. I didn't know until I got older. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be in my football games when I played for the Wildcats down the Little Senators, and my dad on the sideline with the camcorder, and it's hot or cold, but for some reason he always had a cloud of smoke around me. You know what I'm saying? And I always told the kids to stay down this way. Right. I didn't get it till I got older, but like, I'm doing the same thing he doing, just change. Right. But he didn't have help. I remember getting up in the morning, Saturday mornings, going to the bars or clubs or wedding receptions when they booked my dad. You know what I'm saying? And take this down, or do these wires, or plug this up. That's how I learned all this stuff.
That's crazy, because different walks, so to speak, in my life. When I talk about Saturday morning as a kid, waking up, I'm trying to find a bowl of cereal of some sort, and I'm just probably going to chill out on a Saturday and maybe watch the first 4 hours. That's when wrestling programs were on for like 4 hours straight. I'm talking about, you can get the WWF, which is now WWE, but you had the WWF, you had NWA, all right? You had 4 hours of Saturday morning, then you had the cartoons, okay? But you just spoke about something totally different that a lot of the kids I know out here have to maybe go through with the family business. You're not allowed to, I'm not saying not allowed, you don't have the opportunity to allocate your time to a lot of things that I just spoke about. You have to get out and you got to help with the business. So that's where afterwards, doing those little activities that I did, I was at the basketball court or the neighborhood rec center. You were learning how to become what you're doing today.
And the funny part is, like, I still promote with flyers. Back in the day, it was just pieces of paper, and we stapled them up to the, to the light bulb.
Whatever you could.
Or the cars, you know what I'm saying? But I still played sports too, but I had to help my dad. That was the
Right.
money.
That was it.
DJing parties back in the day, you know, people didn't have. Now it's easier now, not taking nothing away from the DJs today, but now we was carrying crates of records.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
Crates.
I was used to seeing the festivals that took place in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And the setups,
Technique
for some of those guys.
turntables.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Actually, we had a couple.
Yeah.
Not. I mean, they were local, well-known DJs that lived in our apartment complex.
Okay.
And for kids, you know, one of the coolest things for us at that time when they first started scratching and mixing, he would let us come over, you know, and just try to, you know, scratch and mix a little bit. You know what I mean? Of course, you couldn't scratch his records up, but it was a big thing, you know. And I remember the crates of records.
Yeah.
Just crate after crate after crate, just digging through them. You're right about that.
And it's so funny, right? And we keep everything in the basement. I go back to 8 tracks with my dad, to the records, to the CDs.
Right.
Well, tapes and CDs. Like I have history. Like if somebody was to come in the basement and see everything, man, it's probably worth $1 million now.
I'll be interested to see it that sometime. I was a music buff.
Right.
And once I was able to obtain, you know, CDs and different little cassette tapes, you know, going back to what you're speaking on before they moved on.
Right.
Had a lot of good old music, a lot of different old good stuff. So man, it'd be interesting to see some of that old stuff. And then I used to ride with my dad back when I was young, take rides around the block or throughout the neighborhood. And I just remember being
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
It was just a big tape. Like for real. A big cartridge. Kind of like the Nintendo games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm there with you, man. I understand that, but that's interesting to know that, you know, you spent your early time, you know, as a youngster, you know, as, you know, again, this is your profession now.
Right.
You spent that time getting to know how. So if you're listening out there, you know, get that know-how as early as you can, because you never know where, you know, your life can, you know, be led to, and, you know, the career opportunities that can be led to you just by learning, you know, just a few things, obviously, as a youngster, as you're coming up. All right. Not by, you know, obviously Dante had it in his family, but at the same time, you can go out and you can seek it at the same time too. It doesn't have to be like right in front of you.
Right.
All right, just real quick, man, moving on. A couple other shocking deaths last week. Which, you know, obviously, man, as we talked about in our first segment, man, life is really short, man. There's been a lot of strange things I feel like going on throughout, you know, the world. But, you know, speaking about, you know, Theo, obviously, Malcolm Jamal Warner, a guy that, again, we just talked about off the set about, we grew up with, pretty much. You know what I mean? Looked at, you know, a lot of the characters on TV, trying to equivalent some of them to family members or maybe someone that were in your family. Watching that show, growing up watching that show, man, you were drawn in by Theo. I mean, obviously I had a sister. But I wasn't drawn into Denise or Rudy. I mean, Rudy is a little sister. I mean, he's a little kid. I mean, obviously, you know, if you have a little sibling, you can, but I wasn't drawn into Vanessa, you know, Denise. So, but then again, you know, the older sister, what was her older sister? I can't remember. I know her real name is Sabrina. I know the real name is Sabrina. I don't know if I can't get her show. I'll get that show name before.
Somebody tell us the name.
Yeah, somebody get in that chat real quick. This is something very interesting. We need to know the older sister's name that married Melvin.
Yeah.
We need to know her name. I'm trying to get her name. I watched it a little bit because of her, because I thought she, you know, as a teenage little boy or youngster, I thought she was attractive. But Theo was the guy.
Right.
All right, Theo was the man that brought us in. We went to school the next day. I know I went to school the next day trying to kind of like emulate what I just saw in the Cosby Show the night before, just as jokes with my friends. You know, we'll obviously talk about things that we saw. And a couple episodes that really stand out, you know, which are my favorites. One being the Dance Mania episode. I'll have to say that's probably tops because of how it transpired with him and Cockroach, being best friends.
Yeah.
You have ever been in that situation where you're trying to be cordial to your boy, and your boy just didn't reciprocate that cordialness. You know what I mean? He didn't come back the way he was supposed to. Right. At the end of the day, I think Theo, obviously, man, getting those tickets, I think he deserved to be on that show. Right. Cockroach, where you at right now, man? I don't know where you at right now, man. I'm gonna tell you what, man. Theo deserved to be on that show, man. But you did your thing. You got on there, man. You got on that camera, man. You got the working, man. But the story, the moral of the story, obviously, was just watching Theo go through what he went through with, Miss Huxtable, Claire, mom, and everything like that. And then obviously the siblings not wanting to watch Cockroach dance, and how Bill, dad stepped in and kind of got things together. But again, one was one of my favorites. Then I have the Justine episode. Oh man, everybody had a girlfriend. Everybody had a girlfriend at the time. I know what it's like to beg, being in trouble, get caught up doing something. So the Justine episode was huge to me. The other one, when it was a younger episode, when Theo was thinking about moving out or the future and playing with the Monopoly money. Yeah. And I think it was one of the first pilots that they had. And he was talking about what he was going to do with his money, and Cliff was just standing there taking the money. Just taking the money from him, showing him what it was really going to be like in the real world. You know what I mean? Which a lot of kids don't understand what the real world is like. And that was one thing that the show did bring. Brought a lot of real realization things to the front and to the screen on TV for us to be able to kind of take in and things like that. There were a lot of different things. I used to like when he used to come out all the time in the different colleges. That was one of the staples of the shows where we had all the black colleges on, stuff like that. Come to find out, he was a huge Temple Owls fan. We got a chance to play against Temple a couple times. He was at one of our games, I can remember. But yeah, man, just thinking about Theo, man, again, being a cultural icon.
Yeah, there was a couple episodes I liked too. First, people don't realize Temple was in the hood. The Temple.
Oh yeah.
People don't realize. I didn't realize that until I went up there. Yeah. One of the episodes that stood out to me, it was really two. The shirt.
The Gordon Gartrell.
Man.
It's something on my foot.
Right. Hey, that right there, that was that work on that episode.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was a good one. And then the one when he got the earring, his ear pierced.
Oh, that was another one of the earlier pilots. Classic. When he kept leaning back and leaning to the side and stuff like that. That was great stuff, man. Again, you think about it in your childhood, man. And, the people that are really affected your childhood, man, on TV and things like that. And you're looking around, man. People are just leaving us, man.
One thing.
Obviously, another one.
Yeah,
sorry. Go ahead.
But one thing I want to point out about the Cosby Show, people don't realize Theo Huxtable was the only black teenager on a major sitcom nationally televised then.
Wow.
Think about it. We ain't had too many black shows.
Yeah, too many period, right?
He was the only black.
Yeah, you remember the Michael J. Foxes, you remember the Rick Schroders. Yeah, you're right, man.
Back then. Yeah. Wow. Then came Urkel and all that, but he was first.
Man, and then he parlayed that into a really, really, really nice career, man, as an adult. And I've been watching this show. That's because I know it's very popular with a lot of people out there right now. Netflix is The Resident. He's, playing a doctor on that show. And how many opportunities do you get a chance to see a black African-American male or female playing in a doctor role? I mean, that's huge stuff, man. I mean, even though, you can say what you want about, what Netflix is and things like that. It's not major television, all that, man. Whatever. That man he's been on NBC.
And I'll take it even a step further. He was one of the first ones from TV to hip hop videos. Like people don't remember, he was in a lot of Run DMC videos. He was in Houdini's videos back in the day.
Wow. I'm gonna have to look some of that up, man. I didn't know that.
See, I was hip hop. The music. I grew up in the music. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yeah, look at them old videos, man. He was in there dancing in Houdini videos. Him and Jermaine Dupri.
Well, I knew about Pre when he was younger.
Yeah.
But man, I didn't know that about Theo. Wow, that's cool. We call him Theo. I mean, it's like the people that we watch, we feel like we know him like that. But at the same time, we know you as Malcolm Jamal Warner, sir. We definitely know you as Theo, so there is no disrespect or anything like that. But prayers to the family. He was honestly on vacation with his family at the time, and apparently was actually in the water with his daughter, who was actually pulled out, 8-year-old girl. She was saved, but he had to be pulled out along with the surfer that went in and tried to find him. Wow. So very, very tragic, man. Again, that water is something. I know people like to, take their chances in the ocean and take their chances in the water, but that water is a powerful thing, man. That thing can sweep you away at any moment in time, especially if you're not really an experienced swimmer. I don't know if he was an experienced swimmer or not, but for some of those that do take their chances on getting in the water, not really being that experienced, swimmer, you have to kind of think twice about, certain things like that. But, a couple other, moving on to Hulk Hogan, man, he was another cultural icon. Kind of maybe tarnished a little legacy or whatever of some of the things that came out as of late, last number of years. But cannot deny the fact that, again, that we spoke about the fact that dude was a cultural icon. I know that as I spoke about waking up to watch wrestling, that was one of the main characters of it. That was one of my favorite. I'm not going to even say it wasn't because of the things that's going on controversial with them that people feel. Right. Hulk Hogan was my guy. Yeah. I mean, that dude, everybody. I mean, he was the hero. They played that role up really, really well. And I mean, changed the wrestling game tremendously. Like without Hulk Hogan, man, there wouldn't be a lot of these names you have right now in wrestling, right? I mean, seriously, that dude inspired.
He broke down a lot of barriers. I mean, from the WrestleManias to the No Holds Barred movie.
Oh, yeah, man, come on, man.
Like, I remember for Christmas, I got the Hulk Hogan set with the wrestling ring. Wow. Him, I had a Junkyard Dog, Inside Snooker, and you know what I'm saying?
Those figures was about just as big as Warner Brothers.
They was like rubber.
They were tall. I mean, they were big people. I mean, just want to show you how much the world has changed, man. Everything is downsized, but you used to have those figurines that were that big.
Oh, yeah.
They were that life size.
The wrestling man wasn't big because everything else was kind of like smaller with the G.I. Joes.
Right.
Yep.
The
wrestling man got bigger, actually.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I watched that Hulk Hogan WWF cartoon. Superstars, man.
Superstars, yeah.
Oh my goodness, man! Again, I can go on and on about watching Saturday Night's Main Event on Saturday night as a kid. Watching
against Andre the Giant,
just
dropping the leg,
those things, man. You know what I'm saying?
The elbow,
you can't deny it, man. Hogan was, and then the ultimate was sitting in the dorm during my college years, man. Not really seeing wrestling for a while, and then all of a sudden, I see him pop up. And he's turning bad, the villain. I mean, he turned into a bad guy, man. You would never have thought that Hogan would change those colors, man. But when he did, that changed the landscape of wrestling at that time, too. You look at that NWO launch, that infiltration of wrestling, so to speak, the way they played that whole deal up, man. Just made it an amazing part of what was going on. He did that. He changed that. But Scott Hall also, rest in peace, and Kevin Nash were a big part of that. But Scott Hall was mainly the spearhead for that NWO thing. But Hogan, took it over the top. Rest in peace to Hulk Hogan and all Hulk Hogan's fans out there. Praying for you guys as well. Straight. Ozzy Osbourne, another one. Yeah. And, I didn't listen to Ozzy's music or anything like that, but I know a lot of other people did. And watching some of the things that he's done, concert-wise with this group, they sold out arenas, they sold out stadiums. They sold out everything that they were part of. So, to the Osborne family, it's a tremendous loss, I know, for the family, but also for his fans too. So, they always want to send prayers out to them as well. Because again, as we do, we like to cover everything. We're not boxed in, right? We're not boxed in, and we like to kind of jump around a little bit and get outside and get right back in and let you know what's going on.
Even, I just kind of found out a little bit, I know you was going to touch on it, about Deion Sanders.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was just reading about it, and he basically was saying, like, he knew what was going on. And this is how you know he's a great dad. Take everything, strip everything away. He did not tell his sons that's in training camp fighting for a position because he didn't want them to worry about it. So
through all this, he already knew.
He knew his son Bucky, the junior, Deion Sanders Jr. knew, and his daughters.
Wow.
Or his daughter, I think he said his daughter.
Wow.
He ain't want to tell, you know what I'm saying, his boys that's, you know what I'm saying, they NFL kids.
Unbelievable. But it just goes to show you that, you know, I mean, he's always been straight up.
Right, right.
You know, I don't think Deion is, I mean, you know, you look at some of the answers and things like that in the past, and just some of the lingo and some of the talk of, you know, just being Deion back then.
Right.
But ever since this man has kind of put himself back in the public eye,
Right, as a coach,
as a, you know, first as an analyst, and then get an opportunity as a coach. I mean, you've seen nothing but great things and things that have enhanced other things.
right,
So to see him in a position where, again, when we're talking about things being on a high and he's going through such a low,
yeah,
but won't talk about it, won't speak on it. Testament to his strength,
in character, yeah.
for one.
Definitely.
You know, obviously, you know, he's a God-fearing man. He talked about today in this interview how God wasn't really going to take him out before him completing some of the things that he needed to do. You know, so you can, you know, definitely can tell that he believes, you know, in his personal Savior. But again, not to mention that, man, to his sons and his kids, man, while he was going through something that probably could have took him out.
Right.
Something that, you know, surgeries go wrong every day in this world. You know, obviously, when you went in for surgery floor, you know, you never know. Those things can escalate as well. But again, to do the things that he was doing at that time, still trying to maintain a level of competitiveness with his football program, get his kids again ready for an opportunity, which I know is so important to them and to him. Again, it's again a testament to the guy's strength. I'm not sure, you know, I mean, we never know who we are until we're faced in that moment.
Adversity.
So I won't say I couldn't be that strong, but man, shout out to you, Deion, Coach Sanders. Praying for you, man. We're praying for a speedy recovery. We hope to see you on the sidelines, as you kind of alluded to in the interview process. But thank you for being, again, very honest and very upfront about, again, being a black man and health. Oh, good night, man. Thank you. And being, you know, black male and health is very important, you know, obviously to get yourself checked up on, man.
Yeah.
And know what's going on, because you never know what could be, you know, underlining. You know, some things are not really brought to the forefront. Again, and touching on that show, The Resident, there were several stories where they came back after the surgery, after finding out a new diagnosis. And it's like, well, how did we miss that? How did we miss that? Well, things can be missed every day in x-rays, people. Okay, so again, make sure you double checking on yourself and taking care of yourself the right way. But again, wishing a speedy recovery for Coach Deion Sanders. Hoping to see you on the sideline here coming up soon, man. I know college football starting here next good month, so we're praying for your recovery, buddy. Checking in on Reds real quick. We got a game going on here. Looks like they are 1-1. Can't see what inning it is right now. But we're 1-1.
It's the bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third, 1-1 with the Reds, man. And again, we talked about the Reds, man, and their climb, man, and how they're just continuing to, you know, put themselves in a position, you know, to possibly make a playoff run or get into that late playoff wild card game.
Wild card, right.
Being, you know, obviously this late in the season, you know, you always want to have a winning record. You know what I mean? You want to have a winning record at this point in the season, no matter what sport you're in. Going into the latter part of the season, you want to be above 500, and the Reds have managed to do that with being 6 games, you know, over 500. 6 games now out of that first place slot. Right. They're sitting still in third. So, you know, there's some good baseball still being played around them in the division. I think it's the Cubs and the Brewers that are ahead of them.
Correct.
But there's an opportunity, man. There's a chance. We talked about it before. We talked about hot streaks. They just won 4 in a row. So looking at tonight, man, with a nice team like the Dodgers in town, who I think they are the World Series champions, right?
Yes.
So again, one of those moments where, again, a point in the season, we talked about the Yankees being a kickstart. Having the LA Dodgers here, man, could be another kickstart for the Reds to kind of propel themselves and get a little bit closer in that race. So, Again, right now, 1-1, bottom of the third. Looks good for them, Hot night out there. I know it's kind of muggy downtown a little bit,
Yeah,
but the stands look packed.
Right.
The stadium definitely looked packed down there. It's good to see the Reds being supported. Again, the way they've been supported, obviously, again, this late in the season, and just the fanfare period, getting back involved with the Reds.
Winning, when you win, it opens up the city. It brings out, everyone, the best of the best, support. Fans come out and be proud and happy. Merchandise sales. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's winning. Right. Everybody's tipping.
That's true too. The tips are flowing.
Right.
A little bit easier at some of these bars and restaurants when you got a winning program and you're watching good things, obviously, and you're enjoying your night. Just checking in here real quick. There was a bloop double. Okay. Alfred looked like he dropped it there. But I think it's a double. Moved the runner over to third, so I think the Reds are again looking like they're in score position, man. And maybe take the lead here before the game's over.
Right.
Moving on here, we got a quick little Bengals update. Big signing.
Yes.
Big signing.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Kind of knew it was going to happen. They had to get one of them in the camp. Camp started, last week, I think. They had to get one of them in the camp. So the easier signing was the rookie, probably money-wise.
Yes.
Just in case they can't get, the other one.
Okay.
But they had to get one of them.
Right.
So they chose.
So you're thinking, more the priority was the rookie for a lot of people?
I think so because even though,
And we're speaking about Jamar Stewart and Trey Hendrickson.
I would have probably went with the rookie first. Less mileage. And once again, it's a business.
Right.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, it's cheaper.
Okay. And that's the thing about the holdout I had heard earlier today on ESPN. Chef was talking about a little bit, was the fact that, Trey wants a certain amount of money, guaranteed in a certain, for certain years.
Right.
And again, they pulled up several other guys who have signed deals in this offseason who's gotten a certain amount of guaranteed money,
right.
In their years. And they're just saying, they don't want to take that chance with Trey due to the age factor and maybe getting an injury, and things like that. But made it a point to be known that he is not coming in for less than what he thinks he's.
But let me say this: come 2 weeks into preseason, if the rookie's not holding up and they don't see it, they're going to sign him.
Think so?
Guaranteed.
Think they'll be in that pocket?
Yeah, because they have the money.
Well, they talk about this as one of the one times where, again, obviously age is playing a factor in signing the player, but right now it really shouldn't.
Right.
It shouldn't for the Bengals. It should be
they have the money. They can
no-brainer decision to just go ahead and get this game-changing monster back in that practice frame and get him going. He's out there. I know he's taking care of himself and things like that, but definitely needs to be with his team, man. He's a locker room guy, man. He's a glue guy.
Trust me.
And that's the other thing about it.
He's talking to the position coach every day.
Okay. I like that confidence.
Behind the scenes.
I love that confidence.
He knows what's going on. They know what's going on with him.
And thinking it positively, man. Obviously, he's a major part of the team. Would be a question, obviously, not to have him out there during the season. But again, we talked about how it may affect Joe Burrow and how he would have to do more and more and more, as he's already doing more and more and more. You know what I mean? You want to take a little bit off that guy, just a little bit. So, getting this guy in, man, will be huge. But, obviously, signing the young guy Stewart, man, who's very, very formidable. It's going to make a big difference in what's going on for the Bengals defense. So that was very important. Are we loaded up?
We ready?
No, we're not loaded up. I thought it was loaded up. I thought we missed something.
Second and third.
I thought we got loaded up real quick.
Second and third. I can't see the outs. But we'll check. We'll look at it when we come back from commercial break.
Take a break real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
We got to take a break.
We're back. We're Not Boxing Podcast, episode 8.
You already know.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Cincinnati in the light tonight. Big booming on the mic. Let it shine bright. November 15th, Memorial Hall. This for the ones who gave it their all. Pussy, yeah.
From the field to the floor, we earned this glow. Every practice, every bruise helped us grow. From bows and kicks to goals and dreams. Now we step in the light where the spotlight beams. Laced in grace with that urban crown. Young stars from every part of town. Presented by love that believed in our name. On impact and united raised our flame.
This ain't luck, this legacy. We built it strong, now let it be.
From sideline cheers to MVP.
Tonight we stand in victory. On the golden stage we ride. Tears of joy in every eye. From the field to the mic, we claim this pride.
Since the youth we testify.
Dressed in honor, look how far we came. From the struggle to the Hall of Fame. Saturday night, let the city proclaim. We stars now, remember our name. Yeah. To the girls with grace who flipped and flew. And the boys with grit who broke straight through. To the coaches and the parents that stayed.
It's go time. Cincinnati, we in here. Let's go.
November 16, mark the date and ball. Willis Star Jail where the future's gone. Pass popping, cleats in flight. Youth league stars under Friday night lights.
This ain't just a game, it's a showcase. From the west to the east, every squad in place. Reppin' Cincy hard with that hunger in our eyes. On impact raised us, now it's time to rise.
All-star lights, we were made to shine, shine tonight. Every cheer, every play, feeling right. Cincy kids, hearts full, taking flight.
On the field, in the air, we go high. Cheer girls, lift spirits to the sky.
All-star dreams in our soul, we alive. Let them know this is our time to thrive.
From helmets to balls, we all came to rep. Cincinnati, united, yeah, we're prepped. Turf burn, sweat drops, but we ain't folding. Legacy builds when the city's holding. Shout out to the coaches, the fans in the stands. To the dancers, the hitters with legendary plans. Unity in motion is more than just play. We the future of the game, we the stars of the day.
And when the lights cut on, we gon' bring it up. From kickoff to the whistle, we stand tall. It's our league, our voice, our call. Cincinnati rise, we never fall. Under these all-star lights, we were made to shine tonight. Every cheer, every play, feeling right. Cincy kids, hearts full, taking flight. On the field, in the air, we go high. Cheer girls, lift spirits to the sky. All-star dreams in our soul, we alive. Let them know this is our time to thrive.
Presented by the ones who believe in the dream. On impact emotions, repping the team. CYFCL, strong and proud. We gon' up, get up.
I'm gonna go. I know which way you at. What's going on?
Welcome to Unimpact Recruiting Services, where we offer all sports, player profiles, personal training, ACT, SAT prep, college tours, sports evaluations, social media, college contacts, and more. Contact CEO Dante Payne at 513-602-7289 or visit the website. We are here to boost your exposure as a student athlete.
Thank y'all for tuning back in. And we back, Cincinnati. The We Not Boxing Podcast, episode 8. I'm your host, Melvin Levett. Dante Payne here tonight, sitting in, helping me recap and recover a little bit, man, as we get ready to kind of talk about some of this local stuff that took place, man. It was some great action, some good times being had, man. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves, man. This past weekend was safe, even though we had a couple of things that jumped off in the city, but hopefully everybody had a chance to get out and enjoy. The weather came in a little bit. It kind of, I think, stopped the festivities downtown with the Music Fest, but for the most part, you know, it got kicked off, man. I looked at some of the days from some of the people online, man. It looked like the sets were great with the artists that were playing. Looked like people were enjoying themselves as usual, as the Music Fest really is all about. I remember getting to Cincinnati, you know, early, obviously 1995. And just seeing how different it was at that time. You know, you had everybody coming in from everywhere. You still do, but this is when the streets were a little bit more free. You know, you can go and hang out a little bit more. You know, and the cars came in. You know, the different cars came in town, man. You can tell usually some people, you know, from where they're from because of how their vehicle was all decked up.
I ain't gonna lie, Detroit, Chicago, bro.
But then the outfits, man, that was the other thing. You could definitely tell
where you from here.
You know, who wasn't from around, you know, the Ohio parks.
Right.
You know, when they came in with some of the outfits that they came on with. They came representing though, but it has done nothing but grown. Since I've been here in the city of Cincinnati, I've seen nothing but great things with the Cincinnati Music Festival. I obviously used to call it the Jazz Fest, but now it's, you know, quote unquote the Music Festival. Same thing. Still taking place in the same hot city.
Bringing out the same people.
Was hot this past weekend. But again, the acts were great, and the, you know, activities were fun. So again, if you got a chance to partake, you know, in the music festival, you probably had a pretty good time. You got a story or two to tell about your time down there, listening and vibing. Yeah. It was grown folk time, man.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? A lot of the acts that were in there was, you know, that was grown folk music. So, you know, again, hopefully again, a lot of folks got out and enjoyed themselves, had a good time. How about you? I saw you.
Yeah, I was there.
I didn't see you, but I saw you obviously posted a couple of days about it. How did it go? You had a good time?
Yeah, I had a great time. You know, me and my girl was down there just taking in the vibes of the city. I like when my city opens up as the host. You know, we always travel in New York, Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit.
Sure. This some other stuff.
Right. This is one of the events where everybody come to us.
That's what's
so
up.
like, you know, that was good. I actually like it. They started it last year. The ones that run the Music Fest, they incorporated an old school mainstream hip hop.
You know, I saw that there was a show, an old school hip hop show.
Right.
Was it Thursday night or Friday night?
Thursday night.
Okay. That's what kicked everything off.
Yeah, it kicked it off now, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Because see, people don't remember they used to try to do reggae at first, but it really didn't catch as much. So now we got the old school rap. You know, Goody Miles here, Scarface.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, Scarface just went through his health scare, man, too. Yeah. To see him out on stage.
He retired.
That was dope, man.
He retired like 3 years ago. He did his farewell tour, but he's back healthy, doing what he's doing. I know COVID had him down for a minute too, but now he bounced back. So, you know,
that's dope, man. That's cool to hear that. You know, I mean, obviously that's stuff that I, you know, grew up listening to.
Oh, yeah,
good
and just to see LL this year, like, because I usually go to the Rock the Bells Festival in Queens every year.
Okay.
And I didn't make it this year, so for him to come to the fest, I'm like, all right, cool. I can
Another cultural icon.
greatest rapper of all time in my eyes. I'm tell y'all right now, greatest rapper of all
He
time.
said he coined the GOAT tag,
Yeah.
which, you know, probably is to be seen, you know what I mean? Just definitely, man, one of the illest, you know, original artists, MCs.
Listen, people don't
that you
remember, people don't realize when we talk about Def Jam, yeah, you can say Ludacris, you can say Method Man, you can even say like EPMD, you can say Jay-Z. LL was the first artist signed to Def Jam. It wasn't Run DMC.
Right.
Because if you go back to the Crush Group days, the movie, they were signed to Priority. LL was the first. LL, then came like the Beastie Boys, Public Enemy,
You just dropped
then
that.
Run
You just
DMC,
dropped science
then
right there.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde came.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? LL was the first one. So like when he was mad that Russell sold Def Jam
Yeah.
and he didn't get asked to be a part of that, I understand why he was mad.
What?
Yeah, LL was the first. If it wasn't for LL, man, it wouldn't be no Def Jam.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to actually really think about it. Again,
Yeah.
pioneer, man, one of the pioneers of hip hop, carried this game. As we talk about, you know, obviously Hogan being an icon for wrestling, for rap game, there wouldn't be a lot of these guys if it wasn't for LL.
Right.
So
And then even in the city, like besides that, you know, we had the Peace Bowl. This is like the 34th or 35th year that they have done it. Pastor Bingo now at Walnut Hills. Yeah, and they used both fields. No drama, no nothing. Like that was beautiful.
I heard the controversy was being able to see if they were going to put it on, obviously, due to the fact that there were violence and things that took
Right.
place. So,
But
one of the spokespersons I had watched her speak about
Miss
it.
Mary,
Miss Mary, was she here? They were here. And I said, man, I'm looking at that on TV. I'm going in when she was talking. What made me go, I know who that is.
yeah,
Because how animated she was.
right.
About talking about putting this on.
She was right here in the middle.
Like really wanting to and happy about the fact that they were able to put this thing
Right.
on and put a lot of other stuff aside to do so.
And we needed that, man. So I want to give a shout out to the Cincinnati United Youth League. That's the league. Homeboy Nick Johnson has something to do with it. But like, I want to give a big shout out because they get a bad rep right now. CPS, Cincinnati Public Schools.
Okay.
Everybody think they don't want us to use the field. When I say us, people that want to use the fields for like little league sports or just events, period, they do. You know, China Murphy is working with the community. My boy Josh Harding. Like they're really working with the community. Wayne Harmon are trying to get everything done and resolved. And we just gotta realize, man, sometimes you can't cut corners.
True.
Get the paperwork right, pay what you're supposed to pay, make sure everybody's secure.
Can't cheat the game. As we tell kids,
Right.
we tell kids in our sports,
You can't
you
cheat.
can't cheat the game. You got to train. You got to do the necessary things to make sure the game is going to be there for you.
Right.
And as we're talking in a different light, you got to do the same. You can't cheat the game. You got to do things the right way. As you was alluding to, you got to take care of paperwork. That's one of the biggest things.
Yeah, I was just on the phone before we went live with Josh talking about, we having a baby bowl coming up down in Taft August 9th. So be real big. We got teams coming from in and out of town. Once again, the guy Nick Johnson from the Little Senators, we're kind of doing it together.
Okay.
We both from downtown. He like one of our little OGs, pioneers.
I'm about to get involved.
He was there.
I'm about to get out there.
Yeah, I need you now, man.
I'm
I
going to come out there
need you
and
live on
get
set,
my
man.
voice on there
Right.
for the little kids, man. I'm going to hype them up too. Give them some nicknames and all that.
Right. Even this weekend, if you're not doing that, man,
Okay.
come up to Withrow. I think it's starting at like, I gotta look at the fly. I would say about between 8 to 10 o'clock.
Okay.
The cheer showcase, that Glam Squad though. Shayna, man, she does a tremendous job with these organizations. and
Any of the
kids,
young ladies
man.
that want to be cheerleaders, any
Yeah.
that want to get involved, this would be a good opportunity for you to come up and watch and see if there's something that you can be a part of, you can handle. I mean, obviously parents,
Right.
they'll have associates there that you can speak with, and then you can see other people there taking care of the kids.
And it's diverse, man. And they once again, they doing it at a Cincinnati public school. So for her to get this, she had to cross her T's and dot her I's, do it right.
Well, congratulations,
Right.
definitely.
I know she's probably working with, the AD, Miss Regina, who's real big into sports over at Withrow. So like,
Nice.
Good
stuff.
All you gotta do is just communicate with them, man. Go on that website and fill out the facility room, man. Just get the insurance and just do it right.
Cover your bases,
It's always better to be safe than sorry. So shout out to CPS, man, for working with the inner city kids in the programs.
Definitely.
Because it's their kids anyway in the future.
Exactly. And
So
again,
that's how I look at it.
Right. You know, we talk about being ambassadors and being, you know, good mentors and, you know, leaders for the youth. You know, we have to give some examples, you know, all the way through, kind of follow it, you know, all the way through.
Right.
Still a little bit locally, we had a couple of different events going on. Obviously, the music festival, you know, took place. We had some things wrapping up AAU-wise here in town with the Bleacher Nationals. My group of boys, the 15 and 17s, went 2-2 apiece in their last national tournament there in Indianapolis. Shout out to those guys, Midwest Flyers, Levett, 15U, 17U. Appreciate you guys' commitment and going out there and finishing it the correct way. So I've had some really, really good individual performances. I got to get all that stuff out on social media so people can see what these guys did. But it was a really, really good showing for us, man. When we picked it up, again, as we talked about where we left off in the spring, I got a chance to really finish it really tough. So that was good stuff there. But at the Midwest Bleacher Report Showcase as well, which I got a chance to, you know, run into you at, you know, which was a, you know, great event put on by Midwest Basketball, Dustin Kavanaugh, those guys, Chris, getting on Chris' last name here, but great things that the guys were doing over there in Midwest, and I'm happy to be a part of it and have the chance to, you know, obviously see, you know, some of the other things that's been going on in AAU basketball, because when you're on one side of it, you don't see a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
when I mean, it's one side, I was doing a lot of the girls' activities, and which have some of the same type of events and things like that, hyper active events, but I hadn't been to a coach's showcase, so to speak, on the girls' side yet. So I got an opportunity to see that on the boys' side, to see just highly intense it really is, and to see those college coaches in there, man, from the, you know, the D2, D3, NIA level, JUCO, things like that, man. It was pretty cool to see. And those guys put on the show up there. We have some really good athletes that took part in it. It was over 128 athletes in total that was involved. And then obviously us having an opportunity to live stream it with On Impact Recruiting Services, man.
Always in the building.
Another opportunity, man, to get out there and branch out and show what it is that you got to offer, you know, the folks out here. So again, seeing you over there, they get me mic'd up, you know, for the game and all that, man. That was pretty cool. We won that game. I had a really good squad. I actually didn't bring those guys. Oh, yes. Product placement.
There you go.
Here it is right here.
College coaches.
All right, man, really quick, man. I had a really great roster of young men. And I posted these guys online in my live video, so I don't have their school that they're from, but you'll get that online. But I just want to mention them by name because these guys really took to me like right off the bat. And I can see why Midwest basketball was so successful this past AAU season. Yeah. Because these kids, man, came out and just went at it. I mean, and just it's what you like to see. Right. And you know, obviously when you coach AAU basketball, you want to just watch kids play. You don't want to spend a lot of time instructing, even if you have to, you know, that's part of it. But you want to see, for the most part, man, kids go out and play and
let them be
learn from the experience and use their IQ, man. These guys did a fabulous job. I think we won out of the 8 games we had. I think we only lost one of them, if I'm not mistaken. And then I had an opportunity, man, to be selected, I think probably from winning those games, to be a coach in the All-Star game at the end, man, the top 36. So, Dustin, I appreciate you, man, that top 36 All-Star pick, man. I felt like you coach of the year. You know what I mean? Like I got coach of the year at the Western Basketball Camp this past year. You know what I mean? Now I'm starting to get recognized for my skills. You know what I'm saying, Dante?
Right.
But anyway, real quick, my roster: Avery Pence, Carlisle Billingsley, Carter Parsons, Jason Kibler, Joey Ziegler, Kale Reynolds, Rylan Slavens, and Zevin Sassler. Thank you, young men, so much, man, for coming out and playing hard. I know you did well for yourselves. You put on a really good showing. I enjoyed your athleticism. I enjoyed your skills. I wish you guys the best of luck. I'm going to make sure you get that posted. But I wanted to make sure I mentioned you guys because we were talking about how successful actually the event was. Sticking with Midwest, man, they're gonna have a fall league coming up as well. We'll get some of that information out to you. I'll post some of that stuff individually on my social feeds, but be on the lookout for, Midwest Basketball Club Fall League, starting with grades 5 and going through high school. So that would be pretty cool.
Did you get a chance to go to the Big 3?
Missed it, man. I woke up and I thought about it. And they were already on CBS, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Lance and them had the first game. I thought they would say Lance and them. Lance is back in town. For those that didn't know, Lance Stevenson was back here, obviously former Bearcat basketball player. So I was thinking that game, they would probably, save him for prime time.
Right.
But they kicked off the event with them. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, man. I was just waking up, man, after being obviously at the event Friday. It was like, I was kind of still struggling a little bit, contemplating on whether or not to go down there. But I was waiting on a buddy to kind of come in town to kind of get ready for some other activities that were taking place. And he ended up not coming, so I ended up not making it down there. But I heard the event was really good. Obviously,
it was nice.
For him to keep coming back through Cincinnati, he obviously respects what's here in the city. He knows what the city has to offer.
Oh, he definitely smart how he's doing it.
Culturally, he's obviously involved with the people and things like that. So keep that thing coming. My thing is to, be a part of it when it comes through next year.
Right.
And I ain't talking about in the stands.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did I just put that out there like that?
You did.
Yo, for real.
Do your mic drop.
I ain't dropping the mic, now. I'm doing all something else. But no, I'm actually, I was thinking like, if it came through next year, how about be a part of it more so than actually going down and watching it? I haven't given it a shot yet. He's had a lot of other Bearcats a part of it. I feel like I'm maybe one of the last ones left. Let's give me a shot, Q, Big 3. I can find a tryout wherever y'all try out at. I'm coming to the tryout next year, wherever it's at, man. You can cut me, do whatever you got to do. I never had an opportunity to really walk away from the game the way I wanted to.
Right.
So if I can get back in it a little bit and just show what it is, I still can get it done. Maybe have an opportunity just to be out there and prove it to myself. I'm going to do that. So be on the lookout for me, man. Ice Cube, Big 3, man. Some of y'all, man, I remember the helicopter. You ain't seen me in a while. I ain't got no mileage on my legs like a lot of these guys do. So I'm still able to move around a little bit, still a little fresh. I can sit down and play D for about 2-5 seconds, 2-5, and then wait for the help to come. You know what I mean? Get them to get the ball up back out. But yeah, man, come on, man. Let me get a jersey. Let me get it in. Payne Smith, I'm talking to you too over at the Smith League. I haven't sent you the video yet, but you go get my video feed. I've been in there working it out, doing some things, man. Just trying to stay busy. You know what, man? I've been talking to Payne Smith like the last 4 years. I think Payne think I'm playing. I think every time I mention it, he just laughs at me because I'm laughing too. But I'm laughing at the fact that I'm serious. I'm laughing at the fact that I'm serious. I'm laughing at the fact that I'm serious about it and things like that. So I'm putting it out on the podcast live, man, for you to hear. Payne Smith over at the Smith League. If you're not listening, hope Pop's listening, because Pop's know I'll be coming over there to get them burgers. All right, they got some good hamburgers over there, man.
Payne, that's my guy.
They cook it up in the summer league. You ever been to that summer league over there? They got those burgers, man. Go over and holler at me. But no, for real, Payne, get that jersey up, because that's going to lead me to, maybe doing that other thing, and maybe I might take a trip to, China or something, go give me some, give me some chairs over there or something, I don't know, man. Something's going on, man. Let me know. Anyway, man, we're going to delve back into that. But sticking around here, man, with some local stuff, I got a little tidbit by my man, Jared Cumberland. You guys remember Jared Cumberland from his University of Cincinnati basketball days. Really good young man, really good gentleman. And it's cool to see that a lot of these guys, man, are still playing and in these different places and leagues and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see Jared get his opportunity, man, again, to get out there on that level. And I found out Trey Scott is also in this league. But this is the Canadian Elite Basketball League. And they're playing for the Winnipeg Sea Bears. All right, so congratulations to both of those guys, man, and are getting that opportunity to continue their livelihoods, man, continue what they, got into, this profession for, man, continue to keep on playing and try to inspire to make a difference. So it's kind of cool to see them. I played a little bit in Canada, man. I'm not sure if it's the same league or not, but it was the IBA at that time. So I don't know if they're kind of spawning that same new thing, like same thing, but kind of like in a newer version, like they've done a lot of things. And I got a bone to pick with some of y'all too out there, man, about some of this stuff. It's because now a lot of this stuff is cool to go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, it wasn't
like
cool to go
forbidden.
back
It was
there.
forbidden.
Yeah, it was forbidden for you to get drafted into the CBA or go take a CBA opportunity. Where everybody, most of the pros at that time, a lot of them that you can probably remember that were famous or ended up having good careers in the NBA went through the CBA. Going to the D League. I was in the D League. And you know what? I mean, I got frowned upon for being in the D League. You didn't make it to the league. You're in the D League. But now dudes are clamoring to get to the G League.
Right.
You know what I mean? The G League is the thing. All y'all did was change the letter. You went from D to G. That's the difference.
Right.
And you changed your mind about it socially.
The mindset.
People change their mind publicly about those type of places. Well, you made those type of places feel like they were bad places when I was a part of it. I don't appreciate. I'm a forgiving man, though. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let that slide. But yeah, man, it was funny to think about. You know, like I said, the leagues that I was in, CBA, the IBA, which is now the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Yeah, I think I said the CBA or whatever.
Right.
But the G League now, which is the D League before, it's now again cool to be in those places. And shout out to those guys, man, that's getting those opportunities. It was cool then because that's why I felt like I could be a part of it. Nothing was bigger than me ever when it came to, again, the livelihood and playing the game. So those outlets that are out there for these kids now, these athletes, it's awesome to see it. It's awesome seeing some of them respawn again and giving more opportunities
Living their dream, not hanging it up yet. Just like, JUCO was frowned upon, prep school was frowned upon.
Now it's the thing to do.
Yeah, sometimes with how things are going now, you kind of gotta go there. If you're not that top 100.
It's like fashion too.
Yeah.
Everything changes. My people's minds change about everything at some point. You know what I mean? So again, it was just one of those things that I found interesting talking to former players this past weekend that I saw here in town. That participated in some of these different leagues. It was again interesting and kind of funny to talk about and kind of laugh about now that you see a lot of this stuff socially. You know what I mean? From these guys. The Music Fest highlights again, man. As we talked about, it was a really, really good event. Nice night. For
Tony
nice
Braxton
couple
did
nights.
everything too.
Nice couple
Tony
nights.
Braxton did everything.
Definitely. Another tidbit, man. Again, I was emotionally was like drained, energy wise.
Right.
Got an opportunity, man, to work the TK, Taylor King, free basketball pro camp.
Oh, okay.
All right, let me get up here and show you this stuff here real quick, man. Get a little product placement up here real quick, like real close to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got my blings on.
Okay.
Clank, clank. You hear those hit the ground? Clank, clank. You know what I'm saying? That's just heavy there. I got the TK bands here, Mr. 6'7". You know what I mean? Taylor Kenny hooked me up. I obviously got the 6'7" product placement. Shout out to my man, Chuck Kenny. Y'all get over there, man, to the shop TK, man, doing amazing things. Did a huge thing for the community. Passed over the week, man. It's good stuff here. Shout out to the man who's got his brand. Ready to holler at him. I got mine personally. Not sure if you're gonna be able to do that or not. You probably gotta go do the shop. I got mine personally. You got those connections I got. Shout out again to Chuck, TK, man, Miss Kenny, y'all. And a funny story about that, real quick. TJ Crumble, who's also doing this thing. TJ, what's up, buddy? Ricardo Crumble. They were all on this team earlier, like as youngsters, and they came to town. I got a chance to run the Tree. Me and Tree played, high school basketball together, but played against each other. He went to DePaul, and I was there at UC. But brought him down there for the AAU tournament, man. They were young. And I saw, Taylor's mom this weekend. We were talking a little bit. She goes, hey, didn't you come out to eat with us like several years back or something like that? I was like, yeah. And she goes, Taylor was there. Wow. I go, no way. I mean, it was just kind of shocking the fact that he was there. I mean, and again, as I told Chuck, man, I was watching the progression of the kid, doing his thing and to see where he's at now is amazing. But to know that I was actually sitting in the presence of some greatness at that time. And I didn't even know it, man. I think they were probably like maybe 12 or maybe 13 at that time. But this Wildcat Select group, man, that group came together, man, that put together nicely through Adidas, man. That AAU group became monsters. But I don't think they were Wildcat Select at that time. But it was just interesting to know that, we already had some sort of crossing of the paths, so to speak. So TK, from a legendary Bearcat jumper man, hooper / entertainer, whatever you want to call it. Your dad said it was legendary for me to be in the building at the camp. All right. What you did was legendary for one, again, for your community, holding it down, holding a free event. But just again having me there, man, that was a legendary thing for me. So I appreciate the opportunity to again be around and have an opportunity to introduce myself to another generation of kid. I mean, obviously it was your camp, but major big shout out to Pro Camp. Been with Pro Camps, affiliated with them for several years, going back to Kyrie Irving, Paul George days when they were in Indianapolis and he was in Cleveland, respectively. So I had an opportunity to do some things with them business-wise. Right. And having this opportunity to come back out, man, and do this again. Greg Derbyshire, Coach Wally Vickers, on Lakota West historian. Oh, shout out to you as well, man. Wally, you had a birthday. Happy 61st. Adam Trick, like I said, Greg Derbyshire, Jason Atkins, Wally, Jim Stoll. There's a lot of these guys, man, that I became really good friends with through this opportunity to work in basketball camps. And TK, man, what you did and what you got is groundbreaking. Continue to be a good young man, Continue to walk the walk, be humble and accept everything that's coming because you deserve it all, man. Don't turn away from anything, man. Like I said, that event, watching those kids, seeing those kids' eyes light up, just from his personality, him being there with the kids, going through drills, playing little games with them and stuff like that. That's what it's all about, establishing yourself in your community and your rapport with the youngsters that way. And he's doing it the right way, man. The King family, as well as the Mercer family we already talked about.
We say him this weekend.
They're really on to something with the kids and stuff like that, man. So.
Yeah. Before we move forward, let me shout out to my son, Roy Capel. They just started camp today at Oklahoma State. So to all y'all OSU fans, I'm always going to say OSU stands for Oklahoma State University, not Ohio State University, not the Ohio State University. Just talking smack with my boy, especially Reese up at Princeton. So I'm looking forward to want to see my son play, man. My daughter's played, college basketball now. I got my son left, so my legacy, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and he's number 11. That was my high school jersey number.
So what you're saying is that Mel is going to have an opportunity to go to a college football game somewhere else other than Cincinnati?
Yeah, and guess what? Cincinnati goes there this year. Remember, they in the Big 12. Oh! Yeah, so he plays against Deion, he plays against Houston, UC, West Virginia. Yep.
See, and that's the thing that we talked about before, about if you're not getting the look that you want, you can actually still get the look that you need because of who you're going to play against.
Yeah.
And who you're going to be seen and on what network and all the rest of that. So kids really got to start thinking about it outside the box. We're not boxed in on this podcast, so don't be boxed in out there in this world, man. Get outside that box a little bit, think a little bit differently about your recruiting process.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Obviously, it's important to be in a certain school, have a certain rapport, relationship with people, but what you gotta ultimately look at is how, in the end, you're going to be viewed.
Right. And the thing I love best is right now for my son, he went early, so he went in January, so he was able to get acclimated in school, straight A student. Nice. I don't know where he got it from because me as my we went straight A student. So I'm happy about that. I guess two dummies make a smart one. I don't know.
Good
stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then, so he's really going into his freshman year as a first semester sophomore based off, the classes he took from January to the end of the year, and then to the end of the school year, and then summer taking classes.
Nice.
Now I don't come home, stay up there. I see when I see.
Right, exactly. Be more smarter about it. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah. So I'm very happy and impressed with what's going on up there, and I can't wait. I'm already on the sidelines. I already found a couple spots, so I'm going live. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I just can't wait, man.
I'm there.
I got you. Come on.
Spend my money a little bit differently, going forward. As I always kind of thought about, getting out and doing more different things. And,
right.
I've been around a certain thing for so long, but now it's about trying to take in some different things and enjoy it a little bit more, man. So, you can definitely look for me to hit the road with y'all. Come down here.
Still water. That's right. And I like the atmosphere down there because you got Tulsa right there, you got Oklahoma right there. OKC is about like 40 minutes away. But more than that, you get to go see Black Wall Street down there. You know what I'm saying? So that's history.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
need that.
Yeah.
Need a little bit of history. You always can use history, man. Always use those facts, man. Staying a little bit locally, man, with some fun things, man. My man, the Bull, as we call him, man. We talked about the event last week, man. He came through and had his birthday celebration this past weekend and ended it with a brunch over at Bugatti's yesterday, man. And oh my goodness, what a time! What a great time! Shout out to Ruben Patterson, man, for coming back to the city, man. Holding it down for some of us locals. Obviously we're still here as friends and as former teammates and stuff like that, man. But it was a really, really good time, man. I ain't been out like that in a minute. And it was only and it was in the daytime too. That was the thing about it. Like, man, it was like, whoa, I came outside and forgot it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Wow. But it was a good time though, man. We talked. It was good to see him, obviously, always. But that's trenches. You know what I'm saying? Me and Rube go back, Cleveland, 1 block away, pretty much. I was on Wade Park, he was on Huff. And, we played around each other, so to speak, until we got to the age of teenage ranks where we could start recognizing, each other. And, I had caught him on, I think it was Channel 8 News or Channel 5 News in Cleveland one night. And it's like, damn. Man, who was this dude? Because I know I was bringing veracity. You know what I mean? Some people brought, a certain style of basketball out of Cleveland, at that time for us. Damon Stringer, real creative with the ball, real silky smooth. Boy, had a hierarchical jump shot, man, that went up to the ceiling and just came straight down like an elevator and went right through the hoop. Earl Boykins, the little guy's game, man. Yeah. Dribble in between you, man, maneuver, what they call now probing. They call it probing now. Earl was probing as a teenager, man, in high school, learning how to get through these little spaces and score. He brought that piece to basketball. So when you watched him, you knew he was coming with a certain different thing. And then, of course, he was lightning quick. So he would stop on a dime and pull up jump shots you to death.
I met Earl one time. His best friend, I forgot the high school he went to, was
Cleveland Central Catholic.
Yeah, Central Catholic. My guy, he knows you, my boy Javier Smith. He was the point guard.
Man, come on, man. Hard, man.
That's my
hard
boy.
around the Wade Park area. Yeah. We play baseball for the athletics, man. Who are we? Athletics. Johnny Roscoe. All right, come on, Hard. You up in Cleveland, man. What's up?
So he went to Rondo Moore.
Wow.
That's my saying, my frat brother.
Yeah, man. Small world, man.
That's my boy.
Jane,
what's that Jane last name? He played football. I think he played basketball with Harvin. He was a year younger than me.
Man.
Eugene Wright. My boy Eugene Wright from Cleveland. Yeah? So when I'm in Cleveland, that's where I be with Hard, stay in Atlanta now.
Beat me all over the side of the head, man. Hit me upside the head with that one, man.
That's my crack, bro. That's my
I was out of the blue. I hope I don't start bleeding over there.
Every time he comes to Cincinnati, he with me. Like, Hard always come to my event.
That's crazy. So we definitely get down, man. Get Hard down here, man.
Definitely.
I haven't seen Hard in years, man. But Hard was a pitcher on our baseball team. Hard brought heat. He was an older kid, but we played a part of the same. We were the A's. It was Thurgood Marshall Rec Center. Again, Johnny Roscoe being one of our lead coaches, but also we had Anthony as well. A lot of those guys, man, he just took a bro back, man, to the neighborhood. I was just talking about the neighborhood, but yeah, me and Ruben, man, grew up around each other, man, in the high school basketball ranks, and as young adolescents, playing our way through the rec centers. And again, like I said, I caught him on the news one night, man, and he was just dunking on everybody, man. I think he ended up with like 40 points that night. He went to Cleveland John Hay. And he was dunking on everybody, man. He was dunking on a team called Shaw High School. And if you knew about Shaw High School in Cleveland, Shaw had this guy named Boz Fakir. All right, they had another cat, long, slinky Steve Bowie. You know what I mean? Shooter. I mean, these dudes were big cats, man, playing basketball in the inner city area. It was like, I mean, their teams were very sometimes unmatched, man, because again, the size that they had in these certain areas. And then Big Cal, oh man, Big Cal, I don't know if Cal ended up playing football somewhere. Gotta look that up. But man, they had a ferocious table rules out there destroying them. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I gotta find out who this guy is. You know what I mean? We gotta link up, AAUIs, because again, wasn't nobody really playing around the city like me, except him. I mean, I'm talking flying through the air, and everybody knew that was my game. I was dunking on you. It didn't matter, you know, what position it was. Mel was getting that one also. When I saw that dude bringing that kind of athleticism, I'm like, man, I gotta get on the team with him somewhere, man. We gotta link up. So I ended up playing with the Cleveland Basketball Club. Shout out to Mike Duncan. Played with them for a little bit. Luther Clay was on that team who I mentioned earlier with Rhode Island. But just a slew of stars, Stringer, Boykins, everybody was the Cleveland Basketball Club. So it was, that's it. That's their pick right there. That's crazy.
That's my way. That's hard right there.
Hard. That's crazy. Still look the same too though.
Look the same, yeah.
But man, got opportunity to run room, man, and changed me a little bit. Because man, I saw a dude that was just defensively nasty, and offensively just as nastier, man. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I had to up my level a little bit of play. But it was cool to get around Ruben. And lo and behold, you know, I'm sitting in the basketball office one day at the University of Cincinnati, and Coach Harrison's on the phone. And he goes, hey, come here for a second. I come in the office and push the phone on speaker, and I hear, what's up, man? Real got a distinct voice. What's up, man? And when I heard that, I knew who it was. Like, and they had to tell me who he was talking to. I already knew that it was Ruben. He was at Independence Junior College in Kansas. And we was talking about obviously coming here to UC. And I'm like, man, look, this is the place to be. Trust me. Listen to me. You know what I'm saying? You want to come to University of Cincinnati. He said, no, I'll come to UC if you give me number 23. Wow. I said, that's it. That's it. That's all it's going to take. And it was it for me. I'm pretty sure it was some other underlying reasons why Ruben came here. But number 23, I was happy to pass that shit off to him because I knew who he was getting. Right. You know, I didn't want that dude to go to no other Division I college because if he had, I mean, you know, we would probably been in a little bit more trouble during our season. But having that dude on our team, man, was like, ooh, wait. And I'm loving how it worked out. Obviously, from Cleveland, he got an opportunity to go on and do his pro thing, man. But came back again, had a wonderful, wonderful event this weekend. So I was really happy to see Rue on another level, man, and get a chance to talk to him and speak and stuff like that. So that was a good time, man. Again, like I said, emotionally up and down, you know, throughout that whole week and weekend. So, but we got through it, man. With today, it's Monday. You know what I'm saying? Where we at with about 8 or 9 minutes. About 8:45. So we made it through it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The whole important part of that whole ordeal was getting here to Monday. Right. And finishing at 9. Right. All right. So we 15 minutes away. Now then we can go lay it down and rest it up a little bit. For real. All right. But we'll be back. We're Not Boxing Podcast. I'm Melvin Levett. He's Dante Payne.
My superpower is probably patience and encouragement. These days, kids are feeling really inadequate. They're not feeling like they have it in them to do something they've never done before. We need to create a place that was hands-on, that was a fun environment, that allowed kids to be creative and allowed kids a safe place to get it wrong. What drives me are those aha moments, those moments where you see the kid, they get it. And I tell you what, I live for that moment. Because when you give them an opportunity to approach it at their level and then add in sprinklings of the challenge, and they've got to kind of race themselves and maybe other students in order to get there, they're tenacious about it. They're excited about it. And when they achieve it, that is the greatest joy. That is what the Cincy STEM Lab is all about. Our job is about helping them build their confidence. It's about making the learning process different, fun, and very approachable. And STEM and science and tech and engineering and math is becoming a lot less scary to them. The problems that we are facing in the 21st century with climate change and access to electricity and energy, these are the jobs that have the money. We have to have all hands on deck for that type of work. And that is what we are here to do, to expose students, no matter how little money you have to how much money you have, how much you think you know and how much you don't know, and to help build their confidence so that they are ready to step out in STEM and say, here I am, this is exactly where I was supposed to be.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, Cincinnati in the light tonight. Big booming on the mic. Let it shine bright. November 15th, Memorial Hall. This for the ones who gave it their all. Pussy, yeah.
From the field to the floor, we earned this glow. Every practice, every bruise helped us grow. From bows and kicks to goals and dreams. Now we step in the light where the spotlight beams. Laced in grace with that urban crown. Young stars from every part of town. Presented by love that believed in our name. On impact and united raised our flame.
This ain't luck, this legacy. We built it strong, now let it be.
From sideline cheers to MVP.
Tonight we stand in victory. On the golden stage we ride. Tears of joy in every eye. From the field to the mic, we claim this pride.
Since the youth we testify.
Dressed in honor, look how far we came. From the struggle to the Hall of Fame. Saturday night, let the city proclaim. We stars now, remember our name. Yeah. To the girls with grace who flipped and flew. And the boys with grit who broke straight through. To the coaches and the parents that stayed in rain. This award's for the hearts that pushed through pain. Cincinnati rules with a skyline dream. Every hustle, every chant built this team. Big booming got the
You can see up there, Chris. We got fucking Marcus Morris, man,
Yeah.
arrested for fraud. Right, we got the two pitch. All right, man, we're back and welcome to the We Not Boxing Podcast episode 8. I'm your host, Melvin, Levett.
Yes.
At Dante Payne tonight here in the building. Shout out to give to our sponsors, Payne Water, keeping us nice and refreshed on Impact Recruiting Services as well, keeping you up to speed, up to date with all of the details and events that's going on in the city. Speaking of that, man, and keep it in conjunction with what's going on here nationally, man. We're not boxed in over here, man. It's crazy what's going on nationally with some of these sports. One of the Morris twins, if I'm not mistaken, Marcus, arrested Sunday.
Just hate to see stuff like this.
For fraud, man. Charges related to fraud. We don't want to. Now, I was to speculate. We don't have all the details or anything like that, as anyone doesn't. At this point, only they do, meaning the authorities and Mr. Morris Sr. But we don't want to speculate anything. But reports are that Marcus Morris Sr., former NBA veteran of several groups, several NBA teams, was arrested Sunday in Florida for charges related to fraud. And just kind of looking at some of the things that surrounded it in different reports, it's kind of serious. Supposedly, stole some millions and millions from some NBA teams, man. So it's just kind of, hard to believe that you can allow yourself to actually make a decision of that magnitude to kind of do something of that nature, knowing the severity. I mean, for one, and then knowing if you were to get caught, man, if you were to get caught doing something like that, bro, like, seriously, what are you thinking? I mean, you made the money, and here it is, you get an opportunity to be on some of the sports outlets, covering the sport that you played. And meanwhile, you had these things in the back of your mind, which nobody obviously knew that were going on. So again, just still to show you, man, how the pendulum swing, man, and things happen, man. Decisions that people make every single day to change their lives or so much ruin their lives in that one little moment of greed. You know what I mean? I really don't know, again, what was he thinking, or if he thought he was really going to get away with it. I mean, obviously you think you're going to get away with it like a drug dealer does. They do it for so long, figuring that they're going to get away with it, then all of a sudden, they're locked up.
Right. And it's sad, too, because, one, his career's over. Broadcasting career's over. I mean, it just looks bad in the black community, black male. And it just came out. They probably knew about it when he was on the investigation anyway, because this wasn't the first time.
Right, yeah, I don't think he just broke it, right. I think it was something that, again, they've been looking at for a while, man. I don't think they would have came and got him just off of, hey, we heard this. It was an investigation, and they finally closed the book on it, saying, let's bring this to the forefront. We got enough that we need to make this arrest. And, it seems like it's going to be some pretty serious charges.
Definitely.
Stay tuned for, any updates on that story. You can obviously see that story nationally, but it's one that's rocking the NBA, man, along with the other couple of things that's going on in the NBA right now with free agency. You obviously have the other betting scandals with several other players that have came out throughout this past offseason or leading into the offseason. So it's going to be an interesting couple years in the NBA as far as news goes. I mean, I know basketball is going to be pretty good. The product is going to be great. But news-wise, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what takes place with a couple of these guys here in some of their cases. Sticking with sports a little bit here, we have some baseball news as well. Out of Cleveland, another one of the Guardians pitchers has been placed on leave for an investigation into gambling.
Yes.
And here we go again. I mean, what are these guys out here absolutely thinking? If they have caught one, okay, that means they are watching every other move from that point on. There's nothing you're going to be able to do to trick these people. They know they're watching the system, okay? Right. You're not going to be able to fool these folks. I don't care how you put this bet in, by parlay, by prop, whatever. You're not a family friend, because that's what they say. Oh, I got a buddy of mine doing. Dude, you cannot bet in sports while you're playing it. You cannot play on a certain team and bet. It's not a part of it. And even though, again, you can make the argument, well, they should have never made it legal, and you knew it was going to happen. Well, regardless if they made it legal or not, they didn't make it legal for players to start participating in it.
It's already making millions anyway.
I mean, seriously, you're already making the bread that you're making. That's that greed thing again, man. That's that thing again for a guy like myself who just wanted an opportunity, man, who just wanted a uniform. I wanted a locker to be able to report every day. And you have these guys that get this stuff, man, constantly and get more and more and more. And they just feel like they need more and more and more all the time. And the greed, man, just takes over. You don't know what they're dealing with in their personal lives or whatever to lead them to this. But at the same time, there's nothing more than just you being selfish and you wanting more after you've already got everything. It's amazing to me, man. It's just truly amazing.
It's sad, but I mean, it is what it is.
True. It's only going to get worse. There'll be a lot more stories. These are not the only guys.
Not the first.
They're not the first. They're not the last. There'll be more names in these types of investigations that go on with these athletes. And again, it's a shame that it does because, here it is, Cleveland Guardians, a hometown team of mine. And I'm wondering what's going on, why they're losing. Well, hey, our pitchers are betting on their own pitches probably. I don't know. But at the same time, you leave yourself open for that kind of speculation when this type of stuff happens. You can't question my logic when you went and did the logic that you did. So you got to accept the fact that I think you're the reason that the Cleveland Guardians baseball team are not winning any games. Period. All right, man. Sticking out of the box a little bit. How about this Ryan Clark, man, and Cam Newton situation?
Yeah, they're going back and forth on Cam Newton podcast. I really didn't catch a lot of it, but Cam Newton really going in on it.
It's in relative to Jalen Hurts, okay, and a comment about how Cam said Jalen Hurts wasn't one of his top 5 players, top 5 quarterbacks or whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay, I do remember.
And Ryan Clark subtly gave his take on this TV show, but at the same time took some jabs at Cam. All right, now everybody likes Ryan. Ryan's a good dude, very educated brother, does his job very, very well. I'm not knocking anything that Ryan does, but Ryan took an opportunity in giving his take to throw a few curveballs that were just subtle, and Cam didn't take it well. I caught him. I mean, definitely so. And in the replay, you'll be able to see him. If you haven't seen it, you'll catch him. But Cam just kind of directly came back at him and kind of came at him in a certain way that Ryan didn't come. It was more direct now because Cam felt very insulted and wanted to pull up some of Ryan Clark's numbers. So this has been kind of doing this back and forth thing amongst each other on each other's podcasts or whatever. Kind of like a little, back and forth between each other's spat. But then I seen something with Ryan Clark stating how we just kind of need to move on a little bit and be a little bit better. He obviously was trying to make people understand that Cam Newton was a highly touted individual, even though he didn't win a Super Bowl. Cam was an unbelievable talent, man. He did some unbelievable things for the Carolina Panthers. So you can't knock his talent. Now, some of his take on Jalen Hurts, that Ryan did come back with. I mean, you can definitely make the argument that, wow, those are some pretty good statements that Ryan made about Jalen Hurts and what he does. And ultimately, Jalen Hurts is a winner. He's got a great team around him, and he's winning Super Bowls. Yeah. Things like that.
Great position to win.
Right.
But I know if it was me, I'm taking Cam as my quarterback first.
I mean, who's not, man? That dude physically, man, changed that position for a second.
Right.
You couldn't handle him. Linebackers were afraid to tackle him, even though they probably wouldn't admit it. They wanted to get a hit on him, but some didn't get that opportunity because Cam delivered the hit first.
Right, just ran him over.
He proved that he could throw the ball. Again, man, for what he went through, and obviously he did some things in college that marred his name a little bit, but watching him transfer from the place that he transferred to and get the opportunity to play and to develop the way he developed to become the number 1 guy, come on, man.
Right.
That'll just happen because.
Right. But Jalen had a great career too, and he went through a lot of adversity in college.
That's what makes Jalen who he is today. Jalen's always been a dude that won't say anything in the meeting. He ain't gonna talk about nothing just a humble guy. And I think what he went through in Alabama really, I mean, I know he was probably a good person before that,
Right.
but I know during that experience, going through what he had to go through to be benched and things like that, I know it made him a much better person individually, much stronger mentally.
Right.
Out of the box, because we now boxed in, man. Famous rapper Glorilla arrested. 29 years later to the date of Lil' Kim being arrested for the same charge.
Oh, I didn't know it was the same charge.
Same charge. Same date. 29 years later. What's going on out here in the world, man? These coincidences. Hogan dies almost, 20 years later from his statements that he made racially? Don't quote me on the years, but it was like one of those even years, 20, 15, or 30 years, maybe not 30, couldn't be that long. Maybe between 10 and 20. He died on the anniversary of it. Freaky stuff, man.
Yeah.
Again, when the clock is lining up, man, the stars are lining up, man, it really gets you out here on some really weird things, man. If you start to look at a lot of stuff that goes on around you, man, and the timing of it and the dates.
Yeah, you just never know, man.
Has this in common, who has that in common. But I just thought, again, those 2 things being really the out of the box comments that I had for the evening, man. Because again, we're on the We Not Boxed In podcast. And in our 8th episode, we are keeping this ball rolling, man, and looking to kind of keep things going here next week.
Mm-hmm.
With some local events. What do you got up?
This weekend we got, like I said, the cheer showcase at Withrow with Sheena from Glam Squad. She does an amazing job. We'll be back to talk about the Baby Bowl. Just, sports in general. I know there's an event, and we'll see if she's going to tell me, that's going on this weekend also in Forest Park. She's back there eating something, salmon, I don't know, some rice. They can hear you, so can you tell us about the event that's going on? And I'm gonna pull it up on the screen.
Yes, we have our inaugural Soul and Success Market, hoping to elevate Black businesses in the area, and also be a great pre-event to the county's longest and largest Jazz Fest, which is in Forest Park. That would be later that day, starting at 4 p.m.
Okay, and for those that don't know, but probably know her voice, that was Councilwoman Chelsea Clark, behind the scenes running the camera here at Park Place, eating something, I don't know.
You see that big smile he has?
Now, we got this show done, man. Now I can finally sit back and kind of kick back and relax these next couple of days. Because again, like I said,
right.
last week and this weekend was definitely a doozy. So looking to recharge the batteries a little bit, man, and get ready for some get more activities. Got another pro camp coming up next week. We got Cam Mercer's the first annual? Right?
Yeah,
first annual backpack giveaway at Woodwoods High School. That's coming up here next week in August. So we'll make sure we get you back in tune and in line with some of the stuff that's coming up. So you can obviously, partake in a lot of it. Joy Taylor, man, she's out at Fox. All shows canceled. We knew that was coming.
Definitely knew that was coming.
A lot of scandal stuff, man, going on over there at Fox. There's a lawsuit over there at Fox Sports that she's a part of. So I think with that, I think I just said, we might as well just go ahead and, cut ties that way. So no more Joy Taylor out there for some of you Joy Taylor fans and guys that obviously enjoyed what she brought to the scene. The new executive order has been signed by President Donald Trump on the NIL. We'll delve into that a little bit next week as we talk about more college sports. As college sports is really getting ready to start, man, it's around the corner. We all know the pageantry with college football and college sports, so we're all excited about the fall. Maybe not the fall for, obviously because we're getting out of summer and everybody realizing the time is moving and we're only a few months away from Christmas. But at the same time, fall is a great time of year. Fall fashion is always fun and cool. So I can't wait to ready to throw on the pants, slacks, long sleeves, stuff like that. But again, man, a lot more coming up here in the next several weeks. We'll keep you up to speed. My name is Melvin Levett. His name is
Dante Payne on Impact Recruiting Services.
And we are the We Are Not Boxed In podcast here in Cincinnati, Ohio, broadcasting on all social platforms. Be able to make sure you tap into us on YouTube, Instagram, X,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn?
Yeah, LinkedIn.
Man, that's the new one, LinkedIn. I'm going to tap that in and see what's going on over there. And what was the last one? Kick. So we're out there, man. Get involved with this. Come talk to us. Send us something. If you want us to come out and do an event or anything like that, again, we kind of take this show on the road and try to get more involved in the community and what's going on out there. So be sure to contact us, man. It's been a great night. Glad you joined us for the show. We'll see y'all next week.
My superpower is probably patience and encouragement. These days, kids are feeling really inadequate. They're not feeling like they have it in them to do something they've never done before. We need to create a place that was hands-on, that was a fun environment, that allowed kids to be creative and allowed kids a safe place to get it wrong. What drives me are those aha moments, those moments where you see the kid, they get it. And I tell you what, I live for that moment. Because when you give them an opportunity to approach it at their level and then add in sprinklings of the challenge, and they've got to kind of race themselves and maybe other students in order to get there, they're tenacious about it. They're excited about it. And when they achieve it, that is the greatest joy. That is what the Cincy STEM Lab is all about. Our job is about helping them build their confidence. It's about making the learning process different, fun, and very approachable. And STEM and science and tech and engineering and math is becoming a lot less scary to them. The problems that we are facing in the 21st century with climate change and access to electricity and energy, these are the jobs that have the money. We have to have all hands on deck for that type of work. And that is what we are here to do, to expose students, no matter how little money you have to how much money you have, how much you think you know and how much you don't know, and to help build their confidence so that they are ready to step out in STEM and say, here I am, this is exactly where I was supposed to be.
TK representation up there in the back. There he is. Just like that.